Hello, my family. Today I did something where I just received something I ain't never done before since homesteading. I'm super soaked and super excited about this. I'm probably going to do one more time, but to the subscriber, well, not technically a subscriber, but to technically my neighbor within the Golden Triangle from where I live who's been watching these videos, thank you so much. They had informed me and showed me how I can get to Azure standard in my area without doing what I end up doing on this first load, a very high shipping cost. However, nonetheless, I'm super excited about this order. My next order, I won't have to have that issue because I did learn that there is coordinators and they come to my hometown within 5 minutes from where I live. So this was pretty awesome. I am actually going to show you my first Azure standard order, and y'all, I'm super happy. So let me go ahead and get to our haul and show you what I've done. Okay, so for right now, I've got, and some of these are small because I want to try this first before I actually get the bigger bags of it and store up. But I went and got some multicolored popcorn, organic. I was really excited to know that we can get organic foods from Azure. I never knew this. So I did get us a 5-pound bag of tricolored popcorn that I'm going to try for us. I have some Kamut brand wheat that we can mill in our our grinder, and so I want to try this with some of the bread sources that we have. So I got a 5-pound bag just to taste and see what it's like. Another thing that we can do and that I've learned is the yellow corn. I learned that if I can nixtamalization on it and make it to where it is more edible, dehydrate it, and then I can mill this up. I can make my own cornmeal. So this I did by the 5-pound bag to see if I really want to be able to do this or not. So these are my test bags. So that was my first part of my order. And my second part of my order are my great big bags. We have 25 pounds of hard wheat berries, 25 pounds of soft wheat berries, because we do go through this. I have seen this, I am doing this, and it's working. And then I have 25 pounds of hard red wheat berries. So this is my first, I'm excited, y'all. This is my first order, and every bit of this is organic. So I am super excited. I am actually going to go start tucking these away into their containers, and we're going to come back because I also have something else to show you that I received yesterday that we're going to be working on as well, and super excited. I've been blessed. This homestead has absolutely been blessed. So let me go ahead and put these wheat berries away, and we'll be right back. Okay, so upon putting my wheat berries away, I had learned something between Azure Standard and Palouse brand. Although both come very clean berries, I have noticed that for the same size bag, I actually got more wheat berries out of my 25-pound bag from Azure Standard than I did for some reason out of the Palouse bag. So there's, I spent less at Azure as far as the 25-pound bag, plus I get more. So I think so far this is becoming a win-win for me, that Azure Standard this year on this homestead is going to be my organic shop for this coming winter. And considering we are full-blown now, I had given, and I really, for this homestead, for us, I don't know about anybody else, but as for this homestead, Parton's Heritage Homestead has actually gotten rid of all store-bought flour, and we are using nothing but milled. It has worked for my husband as far as his blood sugar every single time, and for me, that was a no-brainer, y'all. I'm going to do what works. So that was one of the things that is gone. And I am really super stoked and happy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have two different ways of milling. One stone ground, one steel blade, as a matter of fact. So I'm happy with this. The next thing that I have is absolutely amazing. From the same person that directed me to Azure Standard here in our hometown, also blessed this homestead with something I couldn't be more happier, because it's what I use in our Mediterranean cooking, whether it be for some of the dishes or even a dressing. And this is a source that took me several hours this morning to actually do, and I'm ready to turn this into a juice. Let me show this to you. Y'all, this is a case of 32 pomegranates that I sat and de-seeded for several hours. All of this, I took a portion of this and stuck it in a freezer bag, and I have this frozen now for upcoming meals if I want to add it to a salad or to a chicken dish or anything like that. The rest of this, I am literally going to turn this into juice. From the juice, I'm going to turn this into pomegranate molasses, which will last quite a long time in my refrigerator. Matter of fact, it can last for months, but we don't seem to keep it that long. So I am going to be turning this into juice, and I will show you how to take whole seeds, or from the source itself, pomegranate, not from the juice that you buy at the store, but from the pomegranate itself. And I'm going to show you how to be able to turn this into pomegranate molasses. So that is going to be what we learn here on the homestead today. I also have day 7 was yesterday. And this, y'all, is the new sourdough starter that I started using with nothing but wheat berries that was turned and milled into flour. This has turned out to be amazing sourdough starter. It rises so much better than what I ever got out of my sourdough from the store-bought flour. Matter of fact, it's just now starting to come down because its high point was way up here. Now, I have never gotten any of my store-bought flour that high. And it smells amazing, y'all. It went through its battle, and Lord have mercy did it go through its battle. And the good bacteria won. This is, it's not ready yet. It's only been, well, today is 8 days. So I still got a whole nother week with this, but next week I should be able to bake with this, and I cannot wait to find out what it's going to taste like with a fresh milled sourdough bread. I'm excited, y'all. For once, I'm excited because I know that I'm eating healthier, and I'll explain a little bit of what's been going on with us since we started milling, and why I've decided to get rid of the store-bought and go strictly to what we are doing now. Okay, so one of the things is, I've already told you, for my husband, it has been amazing on his blood sugar. But it goes further than that, because now let's go with me. And it's really ironic that I have a shirt like this, and I did this on purpose because this is exactly what this video is about. I have decided. And the decisions are what this homestead is going to be from now on, from here on through, based by what is going on with us. This bread here, the whole wheat, literally has gotten me to the point where it is so much easier to digest. There is an actual major difference between store-bought, even homemade floured bread versus this bread that I'm getting. It's easier to digest, and I'm not bloating. That is super huge for me. The excessive amount of water weight that it has due to this bloating effect of the other flours, or even the store-bought bread, is amazing to what we have right now. And it is, the fiber source on this is absolutely amazing. All around, I am not having any issues, and neither is my husband anymore. it's the experience, and the flavor is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't think I've ever tasted bread this good. Literally, we feel like we stepped into the Mediterranean. This direction was the best thing that ever happened to us. So this is why we chose to do what we're doing. I understand why those who are milling their own flour, I see why they're doing that today. I honestly do. And I am thankful to God above for being able to be on board with this. The same thing with our gardens. We have grown to the point we're growing bigger this year, and I can't be happier. I love what we're doing, and I'm going to press forward. I have a meal that we're going to be making tonight called Marry Me Chicken. This is a beautiful Mediterranean dish from recipe 30, and I am going to spend some time in the kitchen with you doing some homemade remedies and things such as the pomegranate molasses, because we're going to use that for salad dressing tonight to go with our chicken this evening. I have yet to make the pasta. I want to be able to. My husband's been working late right now, so I don't want him to go to bed with a excessively full stomach and having to test at the same time, because this is a product we want to test. So that will probably be done sometime this weekend. But I am absolutely going to try a whole wheat berry pasta and see how this works for him. If this works, I'm going to tell you from here on through, it's game on. Because if he can surpass, and if he passes the diabetes testing on this pasta, he's already tried the bread, he's already tried tortillas, he's already tried the muffins, and all of it is work. If he can pass this test with the pasta, there is nothing this man can't have as far as every bread source, because look, everything else falls into place right now. So that will be our last testing, and everything is working out great at this very moment. So we're sticking to what works. So let me get ready to show you how I'm going to take authentic aerials from pomegranates, turn this into juice and molasses, and then we're going to go into making a beautiful Marry Me Chicken Mediterranean dish this evening. Okay, y'all, so the first process is run the aerials through, or our pomegranate seeds through some water, and I waited until, made sure that all the white particles, in case I missed them, they floated to the top. We clean that out. After we clean that out, we take and put them inside of our blender. Now I'm going to blend this up, and as soon as I blend this up, I'm going to run that through this bowl through this strainer. Now that's not going to be the final. The final will be when it runs through a cheesecloth, but I want to catch all the pulp that I can possibly catch. So right now I need nothing but pure juice, and that's what we're going to try to achieve with all of these pomegranate seeds. So once I get this down to the juice, I will show you what the juice looks like, and we're going to go from there. Okay, my family, so we have already juiced our pomegranates. This is what's left from the pulp. Now I'm still going to strain out because I still see some of the juice, but once this is done, part of this is going to go to the chickens, and the rest will probably go to the compost. I can go ahead and dry this up for tea or powder, but honestly, once you've taken out all this juice, you're not going to get much of a juice left over. This is what we ended up with, all that. So I'm going to strain this one more time, but this time through a finer sieve. I'm using an old tea towel because this is going to stain. I want to make sure at this point that anything residing left from my juice is going to end up here in this cloth and not in my juice, because I do want it purely juice only to make pomegranate molasses out of. I'm going to let this go down a little bit. I'm going to get all of this juice in here, and then once I get to the end of it, I'm going to add what's left of this pulp, and we're going to twist it up really good and let it sit for a while to make sure I get all the juice out of it as much as possible. Like I said, there were some seeds in here too, so I want to make sure I get everything out of here because I want nothing but the juice to turn into molasses with. I'm going to go ahead and scrape this down because I'm sure it blocks it up, because I'm sure there's still particles of pulp and everything, so it's going to take a little bit. See how much of this is, yeah. I may have to rinse that bowl out and use that bowl, so we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so here's the dried out pretty much mass of the pulp of left, which all of 32 pomegranates. Now we're going to take the juice that has now been strained very well. I'm going to put it in the saucepan right here, and then we're going to begin to render this down into molasses. Just like you would, like I showed you how to do from the grocery store juice. We're going to use the all-natural juice, break this down, and let it simmer. Let this first come up to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it down until it becomes nice and thick. So in the meantime, I'm going to wash my red hands, clean off this tea towel. I got a nice pretty red tea towel partially now. Take this to the chickens and compost, and I will show you once this is rendered the pomegranate molasses. Okay, y'all, so I am still currently working on rendering down our pomegranate juice. By the way, hubby came in just a little while ago, and hallelujah, he fixed my stove, y'all. Our stove had gone out, and it was the element, the bottom element, and I could not bake in my oven. Yeah, I can now. Hallelujah, I can. So this is awesome. Anyways, we are going to be making, like I said, some Marry Me chicken. Recipe 30 is a Mediterranean chef from Australia, and this is where I got the recipe from. I will give you the link in the description box below on how to do this meal. But in the meantime, we'll work it together here. This is a way we eat healthy. We enjoy this type of food, and we're happy with it. So I am taking and heating up some olive oil, and I am going to be, it says to add butter, but I am going to add just a little bit of ghee to this to make it even healthier for us. If you do use butter, I would suggest to use real butter. So let me get some ghee to add in here, and I'll show you what we're going to do next, because this has got to heat up anyways. Okay, y'all, so I have some ghee with my olive oil, and I'm using my homemade ghee. Now, I am using also some, hang on a second, let me get this quiet, y'all. I am going to be using home milled flour. I've loved doing this. I'm going to keep doing this. So I have some home milled flour, and I have my chicken thighs, and I have deboned these thighs and de-skinned them. So I'm just going to take, first of all, I actually need to salt and pepper these, and I did not do that. So let me go ahead and salt and pepper these on both sides, and then dredge them in the flour and then in our oil. All right, we got this now. So I've got them salt and peppered on both sides. Now I'm going to dredge these in our flour, and I'm going to put this in our hot oil for about 5 to 7 minutes on each side until they're golden. This is the one flour my husband seems to be able to handle and digest easily as a diabetic without him spiking. So this is what we're going to continue to keep doing. And it gives him a much normal lifestyle. So it's also very much healthier for us because we're getting more nutrients, vitamins, minerals, and fiber out of this. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead. I still got a couple more that I can flour here. I'm going to have to mill some more for my sourdough because it's going to need to be fed here after a while as well. I'm super stoked about that sourdough too, y'all. I am going to be next week, yes, and I'm probably going to do that while I'm down. While I'm healing, actually, I'm probably going to have, that'll be the time my sourdough should be done. And I will try my first sourdough bread at that point. And if it works out, I definitely will be doing a video on how to use home fresh milled sourdough bread. For those of you who are home milling your own and want to know how to do this, I'll take you through that step. For those of you who are interested in going ahead and milling, you'll be getting a lot of different recipes that have worked for us, and I absolutely love the Pullman loaf bread. It is super, super good, so we're going to keep that recipe. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and let this cook on for about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to flip them till they're golden brown on both sides, finish this off, and then we're going to do the rest of our recipe. Okay, y'all, so first we're going to take, our chicken is done, we put it aside. Now I'm going to add my seasonings. We have 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I use some ilapo pepper. I have a teaspoon of oregano and a teaspoon of thyme. And we're going to take and put this while our pan is hot inside here. We're also going to be adding 3 cloves of minced garlic. We're just going to do this and basically until it is fragrant. I am going to turn this down just a bit. Okay. And we're going to saute this up very quickly. Now I'm going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste, and a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Now I'm going to be using my homemade Dijon mustard for this. And now I'm going to also, for deglazing this, I'm going to add my chicken stock of 1 cup of chicken stock. I am using home canned chicken broth or bone broth. So I'll be using my own chicken. And I need 1 cup of this. Alright, y'all. We're just going to mix this all up right now. Let this marry together. And we're going to be adding the rest of our ingredients to this. Now I'm just going to get all the bits off the bottom of this pan, and then we're going to go to the next step. Let me go ahead and get this done and we'll come right back. Okay, so the next step here, we need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream to this. I like getting all of my ingredients out of my cup so I waste not. Next, we're going to be adding about a half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. Mix that all in. And at this point, it would call for 1.5 cups of spinach. Now, I don't have spinach, so I improvise and use what I have on hand. So we are going to actually use some kale. And I'm going to be adding kale to this and allowing it to simmer into our pan. Kale is another good replacement if you do not have spinach. It just takes a little longer to cook. But I happen to like the texture, and also this will work very nicely. I just got to make sure I get all the big stems out of it. That's the one thing I don't like that they add in these packages. That's why I love to be able to grow my own, because I can fix this the way I want to, and I don't have to worry about all these pieces in here. Look at all this. Crazy how they do that. And they're tough too, so it really makes it hard to eat. Okay. Hopefully we don't have too many more like this. Yeah, all at the bottom of the bag figures. You know what we're paying more for? Junk. So many benefits to growing our own, and I cannot wait for the season to get here for that. But then again, I can. Learning to enjoy the seasons as they go along, even if it is cold and even if it is winter. Just like today, honestly, we've had 70-degree temps, and all of a sudden it flipped to the 40s. Seriously, don't know where that came from, but you know what? I turned around and lit the heater, and it was nice and cozy in here, so can't complain because it ain't gonna change nothing. I've learned that. So alright, y'all, that's enough of this. So we've got this all together. Now we're going to allow this to simmer until the sauce gets slightly thickened, and at that point we are going to, I believe, add our chicken back after we add some Parmesan cheese and some lemon zest to this. So I'm going to toss all this in here, mix this up really well into our sauce, and allow this to cook. I'm going to put my lid on the top of this so it'll steam it a little bit, and we'll be right back. Okay, my family, so now I need the zest of 1 lemon in here. Just the zest only. You just want the yellow part. You don't want that rind, because that rind will give you a very much bitter flavor, where that yellow point gives you a nice zesty. Learned the hard way over the years what parts are the best and what ain't so good. And this lemon won't be a waste, because I can slice it up for other meals. If anything else, I can also use it for lemon water. So many uses for using a lemon. So if it looks like I'm just using it and wasting it, that won't happen. Alright, so that's pretty much the finishing off of this lemon here. Alright. Get all that goodness in between the tracks back here. Mix all this together. Oh man, that smells. Lord, y'all, I wish half the time you were in this kitchen smelling of some of this Mediterranean food. Okay, so our sauce is going to go thicken just a tad bit more. In the meantime, I'm going to grate some fresh Parmesan And we will be back to add that in just a moment. And then we're going to add our chicken to this and let it simmer in our sauce. Okay, y'all, so our sauce is thickening a bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt to it. And now I'm going to add about a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese to this. Y'all, I tasted some of this sauce and this thing is absolutely phenomenal. Just stir this up, and at this point we're going to embed this beautiful chicken right on top of here into our sauce. I'm going to take it, put it over the top of there, come in here and doing the same thing. In the meantime, I am going to, while this is simmering, I am going to prepare us a salad with some pomegranate molasses vinaigrette. And we are going to be doing some French green beans to go with this for supper tonight. Now I'm going to turn this down and I'm going to allow this to simmer, to heat through with everything. Go ahead and finish off the rest of this parm on top. Oh my gosh, y'all, this looks amazing. Just like so. Place my top on here, and that's it. So we're going to allow this to simmer while I prep the rest of our ingredients. Alright, y'all, so we have our green beans getting ready to cook right quick. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Mediterranean pomegranate molasses dressing. The same thing that we are over here in this pot right here, where my hand is, right here. This pot in here is simmering down to make this beautiful jar of tasty goodness. That would be pomegranate molasses. So I am going to be making a dressing for us. I will go ahead and put this recipe in the description box below for you, this recipe. The other one for this chicken, I will be giving you the link to the chef who makes this amazing dish, and this is absolutely a go-to again for us. Now, I am not using the whole ingredients as far as this one is, but I will give you the whole recipe. You're going to start with 1 cup of olive oil. I go through the olive oil, y'all, and I don't mind one bit. I will restock up with more if I have to. It is well worth it. Now I am actually going to be storing this up in my fridge when I'm done. We eat enough salad, so I will be going through this salad easily. So there's my half a cup. Well, it's a 1 cup actually. Now I need 1.5 lemons juiced. Now we went and used the skins or the zest of this 1 lemon here. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this in here. And we are going to zest or now juice this lemon. Told you there was a use for these and it wasn't going to go to waste. So I'm actually just going to add this to our dressing. Just like so. Ah, yes. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to also now mince 3 cloves of garlic. This is what can be used for what's called fattoush salad. Although we're not doing fattoush, it can go for any basic salad that you want to use this for. So I'm just going to be making a garden salad with this. Some simple tomatoes, some English cucumber, and we are going to use this dressing in our salad. Go ahead and get the rest of that goodness out of there. Garlic is good for you. Alright, so now I need 2 teaspoons of pomegranate molasses. And that's actually, you can do that by taste, y'all. It goes out there just like syrup. Oh my goodness, this stuff is so good, y'all. And there's no sugar added at all to this. None. Some people like to do that. I don't add it because it has enough of its own flavor. It don't need to be ruined like that to me. I need a teaspoon of dried mint. 2 teaspoons of sumac. And sumac is, in the Mediterranean world, a like a lemon enhancer. The citrus enhancer. It just makes your meal pop. Anything that has lemon in it it's super good. And then salt and pepper to taste. And that's it. Super simple, very easy dressing. Ready in 5-10 minutes and you're good to go. Fix up your salad, pour it over, and serve. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix up our dressing. I'm going to pop in some ghee into our beans right here right quick. And we are getting ready to serve supper, y'all. And here is supper for tonight, y'all. We have our beautiful Marry Me chicken thigh. This is made with our chicken thighs and our sauce, our beautiful tasting sauce. We have our French cut green beans with some ghee. And then we have our side salad with the pomegranate dressing. And this is our beautiful, amazing supper for tonight. Beautiful, light, just so tasty. I can't say it enough. Now I am going to top this with a few chopped basil leaves on top, and I'm getting ready to serve our supper. This is our homestead. This is what we serve. We are Mediterranean. My name is Carrie. Love each and every one of you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.